Well, hi, it's Rick Adams, and this is Customer Success Rants and Musings, episode 23. And our topic for conversation today is: what do you do if if you are given, as a CSM, you're given a new customer who's just engaged, and you give them a call to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Rick Adams. I'm your new CSM. Just called to introduce myself and see if we can, get together to have an initial conversation about how we can help you. And they say, well, thanks, Rick, but no, thank you. Actually, you know what? We don't want customer success management, but yeah, really appreciate it. But we're very busy. We've got other stuff we need to do. And to be quite honest with you, we're happy without you. So what do you do? Do you just say, okay, thanks, bye? And then put some sort of check mark in your gain site or whatever tool you've used about that says customer does not want? What do you do? I mean, that doesn't sound very powerful. Okay. So some ideas then about a customer who doesn't want customer success management. Now, actually, I guess even before any of this, right, one of the topics that we had, I don't know, 2 or 3 rants and musings ago was, when should you introduce the CSM? And I was suggesting that as early on in the sales process as possible is when to do it, and to make sure that the customer understands that what they're buying is not just the product. They're buying the product plus our expertise to help them get value out of the product, which is delivered via the customer success manager. It's a package. Okay, so hopefully you're not in that position. If you've done that, we've already addressed all of that. Why are you offering me a CSM? What possible value could it have? They already know all of that. We've evangelized it all to them, and therefore you're not going to get this. Well, I say you're not going to get it because, of course, people come and people go, right? It might be the same customer, but it could be a different stakeholder who's just joined the company or, moved sideways and wasn't there when we had that conversation or whatever. There's a million things that could happen. So you could still get it, but you're certainly going to reduce it a lot by having that early on introduction. So that out of the way, which was another episode, when the customer does say no thank you, then the first thing we've got to do is we've got to recognize, and I think it was just like the last ransom musings, we were talking about the customer. Is the customer always right? Well, no, they're not always right, but they are important. And so we need to give them the opportunity to explain, what it is that they're saying here. So don't try and overrule them just by stopping them from explaining the situation. So let hear them out. Let them explain what it is that they do or do not want, and empathize with them, saying, I totally get where you're coming from. So in my example a moment ago, the guy who was saying no was saying that they were too busy, they've got a lot of things to do. Completely understand that, totally get where you're coming from, Mr. Adams. The last thing we want to do, obviously, is waste your precious time. We completely get that. Time is very important to you. And actually, that's one of the reasons why, as customer success managers, why we're appointed to you, is because one of the things that we can do is we can actually take some of the burden of doing some of this sort of day-to-day routine stuff off you and help you to actually do it in a more productive and efficient way without wasting any of your time. So the last thing I want to do is step on your shoes. And by the way, obviously, the decision is in your hands, but let me just briefly, if you just hear me out, just explain to you what we do in customer success management and why we think it is useful to you. And then you're going to need to evangelize customer success management, right? Our focus on customer success management is not on us, it's not on our product, it's on you, it's on your initiative and how you achieve your objectives. But because obviously your company much better than I can possibly ever know it, and your strategy, your objectives, your team, your function, your capabilities, all of those things better than I could ever do. But of course, I know the product, and I know what's available, and how to make best use of it. So we work together as a team, but we work to your outcomes, not mine. So think of me, if you like, as being just one of your members of your team that you can call upon to use as and when you wish. You don't have to use me all the time. You don't have to use me very often, but I'm there if you need me. And one of the things that we offer is initially, to get you up and running, is to provide you with the basic information that you need, and to provide you with a single source of getting that information and of explaining it, and of getting any further, more detailed information you need. You can just come to me and I'll find it for you. So it makes it much easier for you than than having 20 points of contact for everything. And the second thing we do is we can help you build a plan for onboarding. We can help you work out who is going to be impacted by this initiative within your organization, in what ways they're going to be impacted, and how to communicate the change to them so that they're expecting it, and then what to give them in terms of training, in terms of support, in terms of incentivization. We can help you with that adoption plan, and not just the planning, but also potentially, with measuring the implementation of it as well as you go forwards and do it. And then, of course, once we've gone through all of that, the big part, well, then the long-term relationship is when you're then using our product to generate values. We can help you with the measuring, because I'm sure that you're going to need to report on a regular basis on progress, right? And you're going to want to know how much value this product is actually delivering for you. So again, this is something that we can do to help you. So if you'd be interested, entirely up to you, but if you'd be interested, I'd love to spend 30 minutes with you, or half an hour with you, or 45 minutes, or an hour, or whatever is appropriate. Insert duration of choice depending upon complexity of your solution, maturity of your customers, and try and get a meeting out of them. So I hope that was helpful. As it says there in the bullets, maybe provide a case study to show, this is how we help company X. This is the value that they got out of customer success management. Over and above buying the product, they found it really helpful to have somebody to actually help them work through the challenges of getting it onboarded, adopted, and getting value created. And focus on the fact that we're giving them more control. Focus on the fact that it's a partnership. Focus on the fact that we're the guide, that is just one of their team, but that they are the ones who are the decision makers. So there we have it. Some thoughts on what to say when the customer says no thanks to customer success. I hope that's proved useful. My name is Rick Adams from practicalcsm.com. Subscribe if you wish to, and I will see you hopefully in more episodes of Rants and Musings in the future. Thank you.